Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and from the Lord Jesus Christ. I was glad when they said to me, let us go into the house of the Lord. I'm Father Steve Sellers, and thank you so much for tuning in today to this brief daily message of hope. And I'm still here on my retreat. We'll be returning back to civilization in Houston, although pretty well in the middle of civilization here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But this is a clergy retreat. And one of the things that popped into my mind last night before I drifted off to sleep was signs. You know, we are so accustomed to reading signs everywhere we go. And I was sort of letting my mind go and wondering, how many signs do you encounter every day? Now, this whole area up here has changed dramatically since I lived up here in 1977 when I left. And it's changed so dramatically that I have to really pay attention to the signs, the highway signs and the road signs and the warning signs in particular, because I don't know my way around up here as well as I do in the great free and independent state of Houston, Texas. But those are only one type of sign that we see every day. We pay attention to our health signs every day, and that is so important that we do that. Many of us, as we get older, add doctors to our regular routines, and they help us monitor the signs of our health. But even with that, we also have our mental health. We need to be taking an inventory daily of how we are doing mentally. And as we get older, we know our memories do funny things to us, and our minds do funny things. And we need to pay attention to that, along with the emotional signs that we encounter daily. We need to be monitoring those too, and we do. We know when we feel horrible and when we feel good. Those signs register when we encounter them. And then, of course, there's also our spiritual signs. How are we doing in our relationship with the Lord? As far as God's context is concerned, we're right where He wants us to be right now. He's the one who's brought us this far. He's overseeing our days. But how are we in relation to Him? That's what we spend time on in spiritual retreats. How are we with ourselves? How are we with our communities, our families? How are we with society in general? Are we connected? You know, our faith as believers in God calls us to be in community with others. We encounter them. Now, there are very few people that I've met in my life who have genuinely been called to solitude. And those people have a very busy life, interceding for us and for the world. But how are we in our relationship with others? You know, we've been reading through the Epistle of James at Mass this week. You know, if we don't like our brother very much, it's hard to say we love God. If we say we have faith but we don't do anything about it, it's hard to say that our faith is making a difference anywhere. But you know, we've been put here by the Lord to make a difference in the world for others, to be compassionate and kind as the Lord has been compassionate and kind to us. And I'm just thinking, as these jets keep going overhead, taking off from Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, there are people encountering others today. We have an opportunity to make a major difference for those around us. How are those signs for you today? Are you doing what it is the Lord calls you to do? Am I? We pay attention to those things because God pays attention to us. We are precious and unique to Him. And He's put us here to make a difference for Him. I hope you have a blessed day today, and God willing, I will see you here or somewhere else tomorrow.